I feel tired and sad. Kenna's grandpa passed away last night, and I only knew him for 3 years. And I feel the loss for her more than anything and for her family. But I was able to witness someone die. The most directly that I ever have. My great-grandpa died, and I was able to say goodbye while he was, somewhat conscious. And that was pretty profound and impactful and intense. But this was more intense. And my dad committed suicide when I was 23 years old. And that was obviously, profoundly devastating. And I've never had to deal with something more intense emotionally in my life. Just, raw devastation. But this was, my dad's death was instant and a surprise, and this was just this, winding down of a 93-year-old and just watching it kind of happen. And there's, beauty and reality in it, but it's also just so intense. And so, it feels traumatic. It feels like just so uncomfortable. Yet it's so, natural. Every single one of us will go through that process and experience that with our loved ones, and we'll see it and we'll experience it in one way or another. And, Kenna's grandpa, Milton, he went through sort of what you could say is the best case scenario. Yet it was so intense and so traumatic to witness. And I feel like it's allowed me a moment to just be like, what is the point of life and work and everything? YouTube, the internet, work, projects, tech, apps, entrepreneurship, careers, money. We have to do all of these things, and we are all interconnected in this world of society and the economy and the way humanity is set up. We have to play a part of it, but at the same time we're just so lost from what actually matters. I was thinking, if we were able to pull him back, in his final moments where he can't even communicate, and he's fully just exiting this earth. If we were able to pull him back and just say, you have 1 minute to just tell us what you learned or what matters now that you know it's here. And I think he would just say love, family, moments, senses, presence, love. Just enjoy it, just embrace it, just know that it's so lucky, and just hold it, and just love it, and just be like, love, deep down it's just love. He would just be like, love, just love. It's funny that that's considered being a hippie or being like woo woo or being spiritual or just like, it's just, am I wrong? And we're all just distracted, avoidant, running, fearful. Deep down, all it is fear. We're scared to be real. We're scared of death. We're scared of dying. We're scared of getting sick. We're scared of failing. We're scared of looking stupid. We're scared of being unloved or not enough. We're just scared of the risk and the intensity of life. And so we're just, we get excited about sales, Black Friday, the news, war, clickbait, hacks to be more productive, to figure out how to get money so that we can solve our problems. And then we get sucked into these little cults and pedestals where we think we're right, and then we kind of, solidify into these zones where we just be this person that carries vices and carries virtues and just sits and lives out our life for better or for worse. I don't know. I didn't even plan this lighting. It looks funny. Kind of looks like I'm naked, but I'm wearing shorts, I swear. I was wearing a shirt, and I just want to be me. I want to be a human right now. I don't, the shirt has words on it, and I just don't want to, I don't know. I feel like I just want to discover what it's like to just be truly, deeply, authentically me and human, and what is the message trying to come out of me, and what am I supposed to do and be and become and share, and how am I supposed to best help others and help myself in a way that's just not getting stuck in some world where I have to be some expert or have to be some, I have to play some part. I don't want to get stuck in any of it. And I don't want to say anyone's wrong or anything's right. I just want to be the best I can, and I want to spread that. And I don't want to start a cult, and I don't want to be a part of a cult, and I don't want to join any group or be some specific faction. I just want to be a human that just loves the moments and loves my family and loves the people that want to interact. And I want to pay my bills, and I want to live abundantly, and I want others to do the same, and I want to solve problems. But I don't want to be pleasing any specific thing. I think about one of the biggest hang-ups that I've had with making videos, which is I can just blabber kind of like I'm doing now, and just, here's what I'm doing, blah blah blah, here's some thoughts. Or I could be hyper specific about some productivity template or tool or system that I utilize, and someone can, get more granular value from that. But if I was in a room with someone and I was going to talk to them, I wouldn't, if they asked me about the templates or tools or systems, I can show you. But this is what I would be talking about. If someone was in this room with me right now, I'd just be like, bro, or sister, what are we doing? What are we doing? What are we supposed to do? Because life is so scary. And when I get on YouTube, it's just the same stuff. And when I think about work, it's just the same stress. It's just the same loops. It's just I go to my old notes, and I have a few things I want to accomplish. A few of them go through, a few of them don't. I laugh at how I was delusional. I'm proud of the things that I was able to pull off. Somehow I survived. Yeah, I'm still stressed out, still trying to figure out how to pay my bills and build my business and build an app. And it's the same loop. And I just have these friends that I kind of keep in touch with, but I don't really feel this deep like energy of wanting each other to win. You know, I have some like real love for a few people, and I feel it here and there from a few people, but more or less it seems like most people are just worried about themselves, not really like deeply trying to dig into how each other can be helped and reciprocate and like let's win. I want you to win. You know, I don't feel that from anyone, to be honest, besides Kenna. I don't feel that deep, like gritty, like, what do you need? Like, I got you. What do you need? Like, here's some notes, here's some truth, here's some compliments, like whatever the person needs that's real, like someone that's just there. And I know everyone's busy. Like, shout out to my friend DJ, who I would say is at the top of the list, is like, got my back. But even then, it's just like, we're busy. We just don't talk. We got stress to deal with in our own lives and stuff to do. But like, I just watched someone pass away, and everyone's going to pass away. And like, bro, sister, what are we doing? There's nothing to post on YouTube that's going to solve that unless we get real, unless we like wake up. We have to wake up. We all just compartmentalize that area of our life in whatever way we can. Generally, it's some form of distraction, some form of like narrative, and then we just block it up with vices and we run with it. And then the vices that we don't succumb to, we judge others for, and the vices that we succumb to, we incorporate our lives in a way where those vices are accepted, whether it's alcohol or social media, addiction to our phones, addiction to the media, whatever it is. And vices can be deeper and more like toxic, but they can be these things that are kind of accepted in society. But at the end of the day, they're all just distractions. And we all have to have some, and so it's just like, it's just this medley of what are we doing, yet no one talks about it. And if you try to get real, you get uncomfortable, and you don't want to make someone else uncomfortable, and then it's just like, but in reality, like, we just need to love deeper and get real and like have each other's back, and like, imagine if we all worked together more. And by we, it's just like whoever your circles are, you know. But it just seems like it's too casual. Because whatever that was that I just witnessed is so real and so scary and so beautiful and so hard to just comprehend. And then I'm supposed to go back into life, and I can feel it's like, all right, people get busy to cover up this, but what if this is all that matters? Like, I don't want this to get covered up. I want this to integrate. I want to be real. And then there's another thought that comes up, is just like, you know, we have our family and we have our friends, and like me, I don't live where my family lives currently, and me and Kenna we live in different states. Like, we are like from different states, and so we'd either choose to like live near her family or near my family, but we both also want to live somewhere else entirely, like in Hawaii. But my family's in Utah, her family's in Massachusetts. So it's like, we can kind of like dream of getting a house in each place, or just like crash land for a month in one place and then come back to another and then move around. It's just like, what do you do when you just want to hold your family close and just be near all of them as long as possible, but also work and also live where you want? It's just like all these little problems, and it's just like, well, it's just not. There's nothing to be solved, so we just kind of like go on with it. That part I don't have an answer for yet. But what does come through is just this like village framework of like, if we could all just live with our people in a village, it seems like this heavenscape reality that is obviously not very realistic to attain, but it seems like you would get more time with your family if you were able to do that. I don't know. And I just feel so scattered. I wrote this little guy. He says, "What can this teach me? What must I do, change, and remove? And who must I become?" And what I'm trying to unravel here is like, I'm trying to attain all these goals, and I'm trying to become this person, and I'm trying to be present at the same time, and like do all the things, juggle all the aspects of life while moving forward, and not forgetting to be present, and not forgetting what matters. And then the days just go by. So, what can this teach me, this experience, and the feelings that I'm feeling pulled towards, and the pain or the discomfort or the just that thing I'm trying to figure out, the tip of the tongue feeling of like, there's this thing I want, this thing I want to change, this thing I want to be, this thing I want to evolve into, or this place I want to get to. So what must I do or change or become? Who must I become? And what must I remove? And how do I actually do it? Because it's always this loop. So how do I like get out of the loop, but while also like pushing through? I don't really know exactly what to do yet, but I wrote out all of the different like pillars and areas of life. Whether it's financial, you must feel abundant and stable, or be. It's like be or feel. Physical, you must be or feel present and just well and have like a grasp of your body and feel like you have the ability to kind of operate it and make it be as well as possible. Mental, same thing. You must feel and be at ease and present. They kind of go in between each other. Relational, you must feel loved and love in return. Professional, you must feel secure. Creative, you must feel expressive. I would also say empowered. Philosophical, you must feel aware and just kind of like able to kind of penetrate thought in your surroundings. Organizational, you must feel in order. Things need to feel like you can kind of organize them and have an understanding of them. Systems. Environmental, you must feel home, just rooted and connected to the spaces that you exist in. And spiritual, you must feel God's presence, whatever God is to you. It's essentially just the feeling of the magic of life and what is now and what is beyond and what is before. And however you see that, there's magic there. And that's your spiritual connection. So how do I hold, be, and feel these things and slowly uplift and find the best version of those things for me to like stabilize and reach new levels? You think of these things as like pillars, and as you grow and as you heal and as you evolve and as you progress and as you call yourself out on where you're being too scared and procrastinating or avoiding, or you're fearful, you're not fully taking the leap. Like those pillars can slowly rise if you're able to just penetrate. It's something as simple as like you always like kind of scratching the surface of your health, but it's like, do you actually work out like a warrior every day, more or less? If the answer is no, then it's like, well, that's what you need to do, is like become the warrior, become the monk that you know you can be, and then wonder what that is to solve your physical or mental pillars. Like if you're not the warrior and the monk that you know you deeply are, then that is the path. Like, figure out how to exude that and operate that. You could say the same thing with any of the pillars. It's like, what's the highest form of that for you that's attainable? And that's where you can kind of like lean into and become and be. And I drew my app, the cloud, in desktop form and mobile. Right there. And I was just thinking of kind of the concept of like every day. I also drew a roadmap of the rest of the year. And it says, all that matters is your day and what you choose to do with it. Is it balanced and is it beautiful? And it's essentially like, are you moving everything forward while also being balanced and enjoying the beauty of the present? And slowing down and just being still allows you to kind of handle the things that matter. And then each day work to improve and progress the things that you're deciding to choose to put on your plate. And for me, it's, the cloud. And so it's just improving 1 to 3 of the apps inside the cloud by, more or less 10% right now. And that amount will go down as the apps get more and more complex. But just like, how can you improve the feed app, or how can you improve the pages app? What can you do to just tighten this up? And if I can just kind of move that forward every day, just a little bit, and then I can work with my clients to keep my bills paid and just kind of keep figuring out how they can connect. Sooner or later, it's going to click. And that's a piece of like something that I'm always kind of confused at. It's like, not knowing when to market my app or when it's going to be done or what exactly to work on with it. And these little pieces of like guidelines where it's just move things forward just a little bit. And maybe it'll be 3 days or maybe it'll be 30 days. Sooner or later, something's going to click where you're going to be confident to like do some outreach to some creators or do some marketing campaigns or tactics or post about it in some way. It's going to click. But for now, the main thing you need to do is just that incremental like improvements each day while working and maintaining what you need to do to keep your bills paid. For me, it's clients. For you, it might be a job. But we're all kind of juggling that world of like chasing our dreams and our passion projects and our ventures and our startups while doing the things to pay the bills. And if you can keep the gas on both and just kind of move them forward while also maintaining those pillars of life where you're able to be balanced and be this like warrior monk, like highest version of yourself, where you're learning and you're able to grow and not just get lost in this like rat race. And I also wrote, YouTube has become this sort of scapegoat where I kind of think of it as this thing that like I work all day and then I'm like, okay, now I'll film a YouTube video and post that, and that will like prove that I'm productive, and that will help me attempt to connect with the outside world, because more or less I'm kind of like a hermit where I just work with a couple people with clients and like Damien, and we just like work with clients, code, build tech, and then YouTube is like my one attempt to kind of go into the world. But I use it as this scapegoat of like, oh, like once I get clear enough, or my project gets like progressed enough, or I just get this right little granular understanding, then I'll be able to start posting videos more often, and then I'll be able to be like my true authentic self, and I'll feel proud of the videos that I post, and they'll be able to be perceived well, and that will lead to this, and that will lead to this. And that might not be wrong, but it's just this like scapegoat thing that I use of like, not scapegoat, but I don't really know the right term, but it's kind of like this carrot of like putting it off. And so that's why I filmed this today. I was like, if I'm ever going to be authentically me and talk about something that actually matters to me, it's going to be this moment where like I just experienced some intense life-changing moments. And so I'm not really in the mood to make a video that's not me. So that's it. I don't have any specific... Yeah, I'm just imagining posting this. It's like, I'm proud of the fact that it's me and that I want to be myself, and I even if this is just seen by my daughters, like, or it's never seen by anyone. It's me. That's what's important, and it coincides with my journey and my mission and my vision in my life, and it's a documented like moment of me growing, and my commitment now, after experiencing such an intense, impactful, beautiful, devastating moment today. My commitment is to let this be my inflection point of just truly blossoming into myself, where I can set an example for this vision I had of how like we're living in a way that it's wrong, or there's these things we're distracted from. It's like, how can I, rather than point and say, this is the way the world is and it's all distracted and this and that, it's just like, well, let's move on. Like, how can I just be this next, this example of what's next? It's like, now that you've acknowledged that life is, and society is, a distraction, and it's filled with distractions and filled with avoidance and losing touch with what matters. How can you retain touch with what matters, and how can you stop looping and start pointing it out, being vulnerable about it, and show like how you can break those loops and those areas of friction? How can you unlock them? And through the process of documenting, and through the process of sharing and speaking and learning how to speak better, which I clearly need, I'll be able to grow, become wiser, become a better leader or speaker or teacher or helper or something. I'll become something better. I just want to be so real, and I want to find out if others are like feeling this too. There's like this feeling of like something's missing online, something's missing in our lives. Like, let's figure it out. Let's figure it out. And that's why I'm building the cloud, is I want this ecosystem where I can kind of get out of the game and just be like, does anyone else want to figure out like a new way of just like collaboration and connection and expression and like creativity, and like we can create this new space where we are all like aware of like the game, and we can kind of go and like build this village online, and here's where I work to better myself and my projects. It's personal and project mastery, and this is the space. And if anyone wants to build here too, I would love to have you join me. And I know it helps me like process every day using Pages, like my day. Just gives me this pillar of like all these areas where I can manage my life and my work, and it's something that I can truly feel like I can build it the way that I want it to be. Whereas using all these scattered tools, you're kind of just like, yeah, disconnected, like literally. So if there's any takeaway here, it's just click on the cloud and try it and tell me how to make it better for you. And yeah, I hope that this gives you some understanding of how you can like make a vow for yourself of like, how can I work to be more present every day? Whether it's just like finding my breath more, or learning to be calmer when you go out in public and something, triggers you, and learning to get clear on that thing that's just been kind of looping for you. Like, how can you just like simplify and slow down while also getting a clearer path so you can move forward more momentously and like make the best of your beautiful life, and help others in your circle do the same.